Well, I am excited to try out a few different products today, so we'll see how this look turns out. So for starters, I am going to start with the primers. And as you have probably seen, if you've seen my videos, I love the Milani eye primer. And so it's just one of my go-tos. But I do have to confess, I really haven't experimented with that many of them. So another thing I am going to be using is a face primer. This is the Stay Matte from Rimmel. And if there's a product that I pass on, it's definitely face primers. I haven't found one that I've fallen in love with. So if you guys have a primer that you absolutely love, please let me know. But I'm a little on the shiny side today. It is in the summer, so I get a little bit more oily for sure. So this matte primer would be a good solution. All right. One thing I always really like to do with right before doing my eyes is just taking a very light eyeshadow or even a face powder and then just kind of going over everything, giving it more of an evening out matte finish. I don't know if this does anything. It brightens up certain areas that I may not necessarily need to add shadow to in the end. So like the top part under my brow. And it just seems like the eyeshadow glides on really well. Now, the Milani eye primer doesn't have a color to it, so it's not like it masks discoloration if you have a lot of discoloration. All right, so today I am going to use my e.l.f. palette, and I love this palette. I've had it forever. And I'm going to play up some of these pinks and this color here to match my shirt. So to start, I am going to mix these two here for my transition. These two right here. And get things going. I hope you all are having a great summer. It seems like it's going by really quickly. It's been beautiful, but a little on the hot side. So when I'm in the office, I actually will go for my walks at lunch, and they're awful. They're nice when you get started, but by the time you get back to the office, I feel like I'm completely melted. Now I'm going to keep the inner corner really bright, and so I'm going to use this one at this end and just get up on in there. And I kind of want to do a little bit of a gradient effect. So what I want to play with here is this orange and then go into this one. So again, just with my fingers. And then I'm just going to go in with that pinkish color. And this is one of my favorite palettes. I haven't used it in a while, but I definitely will not part with it. I love it. And it really does create some fun looks. So now what I'm going to do is start darkening up that corner. Let me get a smaller crease brush and then just going in here, just adding a little bit more drama. I hope the lighting and the setup looks good. I've actually had to relocate my area, and so this is all kind of new to me again. So I've got different lights and I'm in a different location, so hopefully everything is looking okay. Now what I'm going to do is take my flat brush and go into that darkest shade and start doing my little flick. And I just take it on up to about the center of my eye. And there's a little bit of fallout, but I will clean that up here in a bit. And then I'm going to take that first blending brush and just kind of blend everything out smoother. And that's it. That's pretty much it. I'm going to add a little bit more of that pinkish color, because that's the color I really want to stand out in this look. And sometimes things do disappear and you need to adjust them a little bit. All right, well, I am going to go do my lashes, finish up the other eye, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, I am trying out something new with my eyelashes. So I love the longer the better, the darker, the thicker, all of that. So I have been using my using the fake lashes, and I apply them underneath my lashes, and I've really, really loved that application. Unfortunately, with time, I started noticing my eyelashes were just getting thinner and thinner. So I've decided to try these individual lashes. And just like anything involving your lashes, it does take a little bit of practice. But what I like about this solution is that you're still getting a really like fake eyelash effect, you know, with really long eyelashes and thicker eyelashes, but you definitely have a lot more control as to how dramatic you want to get. So they do come in short, medium, and long. And so if you're wanting to just say thicken your lashes, but you don't really necessarily want them to be super long, or depending on your eyesight, you know, eye size, maybe short ones are really long on you. So they do have the different sizes, as well as you may use different sizes, you know, along your eye. So you might have the longer ones in the center and on the edges, but in the corner you might want something smaller. What I like about this is that you can start off, like I start off with 3. And if I still see gaps, then I can add another one. But I use my mascara first, so I have to curl my eyelashes. Unfortunately, with this technique, it involves a little bit more mascara, but these really do help boost that look without adding too much mascara. So I will curl my eyelashes, apply a thin coat of mascara, and then I add the lashes. After those set and dry, I then add more mascara to apply to not only my lashes and get a thicker look, but also to the fake ones. And that is a good step, because then it makes sure that they're really adhered. It does take some practice, I am not gonna lie. But what I like about it is then when I go to remove my eye makeup, they don't tug on all of my lashes, you know, they just fall out. So, you know, you can use your eye makeup remover or whatever, like say a cotton pad, and they will just, you know, fall out. So it's a lot more gentle on your lashes. So if you're interested in seeing a updated video, or, you know, me showing how I do this technique, I would be happy to show you that. Let's go ahead and get back to the makeup. I am going to be using this Incognito from Wet n Wild. And this, I don't even know how much it cost me. I know it was under $5, I think under $5, I'm not sure. But I really have liked this concealer. So let me get that going. And I have switched to using a damp sponge to blend out my eye concealer. And it's really been doing a great job. And it's a lot quicker than the way I was blending it with brushes. And then I put some on here, down my nose, and on my chin. And I like to kind of do it in 2 steps because this has a more liquid consistency than an oil consistency, so it can dry up on you, and then it's a little bit harder to blend. There we go. And then for foundation, I remember really liking these CoverGirl smoothers. And so I bought this. Unfortunately, it's a little too light for me. So what you can do you can always adjust your foundations. Like, I know people get really stressed out about trying to find their right shade. Well, if you don't, you could still make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and use my tested, tried, and true foundation. And this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. And put a little bit here, a little less, because then I'm going to switch it up and add this one. And I really do like these this foundation. Let me mix it up a little bit. Sometimes even consistencies, you may be like, I don't like this foundation, and if you mix it with something else, it may come out better for you. So you really do want to experiment with your makeup. And then I just blend it all over. And it feels very, very light. And once you blend out everything and add your bronzers and your powder and your foundation, and your blush, it really isn't that hard to get your foundation to work for you. And then I am just using my trusted butter bronzer and just working on the peripheral of the face. So you see how I added it right here, and there's a lot. I mean, there's way too much. I can then go ahead and do it here. And by adding it there, that's where you want the most of it to be anyways. And I just kind of take the pointier part of this and drag it down on the bottom side of my cheekbone. Around my neck. And then up here. Even though you can't really see on this side as much because of my bangs, but that's all right. If the wind comes and blows it up, at least I'll look bronzed. All right, and then I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me. And this is just a really nice mauve-y color. Fard à Joyeuse is the name. So, French or something, so. And then I just kind of bounce it on, blending it a little bit differently than I blended my contour. I want it kind of right there, and then I just kind of blend it out that way. And with blush, it's just kind of sits a little bit above, a little bit, you know, on top of your contour. So what I've been doing differently for my nose is by adding the concealer down the center. That's already really starting to make your nose look thinner. Then I will take this brush and dab it. You know how there's the line that you do, if you do it this way, you don't really have to then blend out as much. So I'm adding the contour to where my nose starts, you know, getting whiter. And then I smooth it on up where there's a little less product, and then just kind of blend down just a little bit. And there you'll see that there is the definition, and you can kind of pat that down a little bit. But I've been playing with different techniques of contouring, and I like this one because it's kind of, it's quicker. And so it's something that you're probably going to end up doing more often. If things get too tedious, then you're probably not going to end up doing it. So we've got that. Let me get my new highlighter. I love this. It's the Master Chrome Maybelline. And this one is more of a rose, I think, rose gold. But as you can see, it's still very, very shimmery, champagne-y with just a touch of pink. But I have been really loving this highlighter. There you go, just a touch. Am I over enough? Okay, let's try this. All right. And then what I like to do is take my foundation brush and just go over all of the edges, making sure they're smooth, making sure if they got out of the lines a little bit, I can put them back to looking right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and set my under eyes. I'm just tapping off any settling in, but I'm not really seeing any, so that's good. And then I'm going to go over the face, focusing mostly on my T-zone. There we go. And this also helps kind of blend the blush and the bronzer and everything else. Now, sometimes you might knock off a little bit too much color, so I will go ahead and just add back a little bit more blush. All right, So now what I'm going to do is go back to my eyeshadow and take this one here. And then I'm going to also take the orange. So I'm going to start off right here in the corner with that hotter pink color. And then I'm going to go into the orange and just carry it in a little bit more. I'm not going to close up the eye, but I am doing a gradient effect underneath. And then top that off with my trusty bronze eyeliner. And this one is from NYX. I love this stuff too. And then just kind of go on the waterline and just right along there. And then for a tiny bit of added definition, I take the flat brush that I did my eyeliner with and just add that right there in the corner. For eyebrows today, I am going to go ahead and use my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. And I love this little guy. I guess I like my eyeshadow method because it's very, very quick. But other times, if you want a little bit more precision, you might want to use a pencil. Okay. And then I follow that up with my NYX Control Freak. And just brush it up. By brushing it up, it makes my eyebrows look thicker. For lips, I am going to start with this Superstay 24-hour color in Absolute Taupe. One trick I am using, because when I first got this and put it on, it really caked up on me. And I was like, what is going on here? This isn't good. So I take it, the color, and then I really take off any extra and smooth this on, and then do that and just kind of go over the corners. Now what I want to do is add a little bit more definition, since this is a very, very, very pale color. And so I got this Buxom pencil in Hush Hush. So it's still a nude, but it's a lot more pink. And I go, and it's a thick pencil. So I go over that. I line my lips, but it's getting more on there than just the line. And then I got this lifter gloss from Maybelline, and this one is called Petal. And it really does go very, very well with that Hush one from Buxom. And just top it off. right. So I guess the inspiration for this look was like a more maroon color. And a lot of us think, well, matching your lips would be a good, way to do that, which it would. But I enjoyed playing with my eyeshadows and creating an eye look that would also go with this look. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're enjoying my content, and I hope you have a great day.